Dwarf Ice Elementalist. This is not gonna be good, but it's fine. Sanguine Talisman. But it is very high level, yeah. 1725. Found a great sword on D1 as a mountain dwarf, by the way. I do intend on going weapons, but not that weapon. I want to go either maces or axes because good apt. Why would I not do good apt on good apt species? Makes no sense. Um, Maybe I shouldn't be dabbing with a great sword with zero skill. Yeah, kind of a shame that my demigod game from yesterday took forever to find a great sword, and then it started finding high quality swords right after that. And this one finds a great sword on D1. Ring of Ice, sure, because I'm going for ice magic, so it's actually kind of a useful thing to have right now. We got Hailstorm. That's definitely not bad. How good is oh, -2 ranged weapons? Ring of Mana is kind of huge for a character spamming freeze. Oops, I didn't turn off the things that I didn't want to train. That's a bit of an annoyance. Finally found an axe. Gonna get strength because we want to wear heavy armor and hit hard. Let's see what this Fated Altar offers. Jiret Castle or Gozag? The worst god in the game. Okay, I'm probably gonna lose. But I want to win a game from with a god from a Fated Altar. Maybe shouldn't have done it because Castle was an option. Jared and Gozag were okay, I suppose. I don't know about Jared. Makes it easier for the user to cast Ice Magic, but it requires 8 skill to use without completely destroying your HP. So we're not using that. These guys get, yeah, your spellcasting is much less encumbered by your armor. That means wear this ring mail, and it is not a problem. Okay, this would be a great time to be casting ramparts if I had one. Um, that went very well, surprisingly well, in fact. When I saw Robin's band, I thought that I was gonna have a really hard time, especially without ramparts or Succubus armor. but it ended up going okay. I got a chainmail, but I think that might actually be a little bit too heavy to properly use right now. So in order to use a flux bubble, you need to be using shapeshifting. I don't know about the push for early game shapeshifting. Like, it would be a lot better if it didn't require you to have a little bit of skill. Like, if a consumable it requires you to have skill to even be able to use it at all, it's often going to be something that I'm just not gonna pick up. Example, the needles, right? The darts of Datura and Atropa and those. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with those. Wow, I have 4 enchant armor and I find blinking second scroll. That's crazy. Having 4 enchant armor is bonkers. Now let's hope I come across a good Randart armor to enchant. Wow, plus 3 leather. That's really good. It gives more armor class than what I had before, and it also interferes with my spellcasting and with the armor class that I would get from Osokubu's Armor Less. It is a supreme upgrade. On par with finding. No, it's better than Steam Scales. Actually, it's not on par. It's better than Steam Scales. Um, that could have been a little bit dangerous, the Bombardier Beetle, because I do not have. I have weakness to fire. In fact. So far, nothing interesting is really happening, but sometimes uninteresting games are for the best. There is that ancient curse that says, "I hope you live in interesting times." So yeah, it's for the best that if you are playing Crawl, you're not having an interesting game if you want to win. Which, yeah, I mean, saying that out loud, it's just you should probably not play this game. This game's kind of bad because of that. Because if it's interesting, it is beyond your control, and that is just not a good thing, in my opinion. Talking about good artifacts, I mean, that one is okay. It's effectively a Cloak of Poison resistance. The 5 mana is a good thing to have, I suppose, but it is not that impactful. Or it will not be that impactful. It's only 5 mana. Keep in mind that a Ring of Mana gives, what, 9 mana? So 5 mana is pretty whack. Oh, those guys have pole arms, all of them. More enchant armor. There's so much of it. Also, Kubus armor gives shield? Oh no, I'm getting that shield from Kaslal. I'm about to get to 10 fighting, so it's time to start training weapon skill. Yeah, give me some access skills so I can actually kill things. Though I do have to say that I'm killing things pretty well with what I'm doing. Let me see if I have not missed any better access. I do have some pretty good stuff, to be perfectly fair. Yeah, War Axe plus Poison Resistance Cloak plus 3 leather armor as well, on top of plus 3 leather armor as well, I suppose. One could say that. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. That might not be a good thing to, have equipped at the moment. Oh, I'm immune to clouds. I'm immune to clouds. It took me a little bit to remember because Kaslal. Oh, it's called resistant. What a nasty thing to find if you're a nice mage. Now I'm a nice mage with axe, so tough luck. The first time I saw that Marrow Kuda, I didn't have an axe, but now I do. Um, Seriously, that for 19 gold? That's crazy. What is the point of that bolt? Bailey on the 8th. Let's see if we have magic mapping. Okay, maybe we don't for a little bit. A bull, butterflies. Ooh, no. I have seen that movie before. I already read the manga. Oh, look at that. We got acquirement. -4 dexterity is pretty bad. Blade Talisman, who cares? Manual of Shield is good. The gold is probably the best thing to grab here. I just don't see myself grabbing any of the other things and being satisfied with them. Whereas the shield, or like the Manual of Shields, is the one with the most potential. But I still have yet to see a good shield, so yeah, not to mention that on top of a good shield, I would also need like a good mace or a good mace or a good axe, really. Maybe a good polearm, but we have 0 polearms. Would need a partisan. Still haven't found the thing. Okay, we found heal wounds. That's pretty good. Okay, we found the Bailey. We stumbled right into it. Pretty good. Manual of Earth Magic. Manual of Earth Magic. That's it's so expensive that I don't think it matters. I don't think it really applies to my character. Should I buy the Fear, however? Probably yes. Leather of Cold Resistance. Yeah, that was auto picked up because it is decent enough for me to auto pick up. Oh, this is the Ocean of Experience Bailey. You know what? That's not bad at all. Um, Pretty rough Bailey for a nice mage, you know? Not only I don't get to use Osokubu's armor, I also don't get to use Frozen Ramparts, and Freeze is melee range. This would be a significantly easier Bolt, significantly easier Bailey if I already had Hailstorm. It is at 20%. I don't think that we have it. Goblin Riders. Oh boy, that's 20 damage. That's crazy. It's pretty funny how the Goblin Riders. Wait, they ride Hornets? Why do they ride Hornets? That is so nonsensical. Why do they ride Hornets? I would believe that Spriggan Riders are capable of riding Hornets, but Goblins can ride Hornets? I always imagine Goblins to being larger than that. Okay, Frozen Ramparts saving the day there. We got a second acquirement. So that probably means no potion of experience. Let's see what the second acquirement gives me. Executioner's Sax of Venom, or really good boots, or a decent Staff of Ice, but it's a staff at the end of the day, you know, it occupies my weapon slot. If I could dual wield a staff and a weapon, then I would think about it, but that's not how this game works, unless you're a Coglin, I think. Um, I'm probably acquiring the boots. The Exec Axe is good, but it's so slow. It would take me quite a while to get going. It requires 24 skill to use with no attack delay, with min delay. 24. 18 for 1.0 delay. It's good, but it is pretty rough that it is so slow. I may have gotten experience, but I highly suspect that I didn't. What are these traps? Tyrant's trap, okay, very dangerous. Yeah, it's between the boots or the executioner's sacks, and the boots are especially good because they remove my weakness right now, which is being weak to fire because I'm using the ring of ice. Um, The boots also give me poison resistance, which I do not need, but they're still worth it because they're just boots of fire resistance. It's such a highly unusual property to have and so strong that why wouldn't I, right? Um, yep, immune to clouds. Castle worshipper things. I think that a nice mage is probably better suited for a polearm than anything, just so that you can counter polearm enemies that stay away from your reach if you're doing melee stuff. That or just train for Hailstorm. And perhaps I should have trained for Hailstorm instead of training, the thing that I am training so far. This to flail, that's dangerous. Okay. Yeah, I saw that it was wielded by a normal orc, and that's why it wasn't so scary. If it had been wielded by a warrior or better, then it would have been quite rough. Okay, some whites. I should be able to win, right? Because I have good melee. In the form of the war axe, I'm actually dealing a lot of damage. Um, okay, and of course they will have good weapons, except for the weapon type that you're actually training. Maybe my strat should be to train whatever weapon type the whites drop. And if you adapt to whatever the floor god gives you, you're more likely to win at this game. It's a good idea though. You should be able to hold the staff in one hand but not be able to swing it if you have a different weapon in the other hand, so using a staff in place of a shield. Yes, but that's not how this game works. Would make too much sense. Oh, imagine if you could use a staff as an offhand. It would be crazy because staves give really good um, resistances. So if you're wielding a staff on the other hand, it's instead of damage output, you get so much defense with a good staff, right? Um, and you also get offense if you're a mage. But if you're a mage, you probably want to wield it in your main hand so you can actually, use it for its intended purpose. Uh, Maybe that's why it is not a thing in the game. Um, yeah, I'm having the feeling that I didn't get a potion of experience from that Bailey, which is understandable because I did get the acquirement. Oh, why am I so low experience? Ouch, ouch. 42, 14, 19. Yeah, I guess it's my fault. Come on. There we go. It cost me my Curare and 2 heal wounds. It was super not worth it. I got some really bad rolls there. A knight on the 11. What exactly is a knight doing here? Must be guarding the entrance to orc. I wonder if I can beat it. I actually have zero idea if I win or not. What I do know is that maybe I should be training invocations. Yeah, the wall freezes the Orc Knight but does no damage is not the kind of message that you ever want to see, period. That means do not fight the Knight, because you're not gonna win. Knight was there as well. Really? Oh, the arrow burns you terribly. Time to drop the Ring of Ice before I die. This D11 is super annoying. It's throwing things that are way too strong for the level at me. How is this looking? Upheaval is at 1%. Mm, yeah, just get rid of it. One of my least favorite things about Castle is that his abilities cost a crazy amount of piety for what they are. Um, they scale really hard with invocations. I do have to say that, and I think I always say it like technically, if you get enough invocations, you're gonna be crazy strong. But the function as of a god is either helping you in the early game or getting you to the late game, right? Castle doesn't really do that. In fact, I would say that Castle does the opposite, very much like Chevriados. But Chevriados stops being so brutal in the late game, right? Because in the late game you're just insane. Castle's noise is a problem for the whole game. Yeah, right now it is bad and it's gonna get worse. Um, no way, the knight. I wonder if I win with Cirque. Jeez. When I Cirqued, I didn't sign up for this. Yep, this is terrible. Come on, Castle Clouds. Okay, I guess they just don't happen if you are in a corridor. And an acid dragon has appeared, okay. And the yak doesn't get feared, okay. You know, that's actually the ideal result because I wanted to kill the jack and I didn't want the dragon to kill me. Man, what crazy sequence of events was this? Ridiculous. Ooh, 5 Kirare. Better pick that up before Maurice does. Do you have poison resistance? Yeah, this D11 is unfair. Um, just normal crawl experience. At least at this point, I kinda can't fight back. If the equivalent of this had happened on D4 or D5, yeah, at that point you cannot fight back. Um, you have to leave the level and hope that the next level is not the same. Yeah, no poison resistance. I was at 5 pips of piety, and then I started using upheaval, and now I'm at 3 pips of piety. How come? I thought gods were supposed to be useful. I should probably stop training invocations because it is taxing my piety quite a bit. So many acid dragons as well. Um, this must be the third one in the level. Yeah, what is up with that? So the boots from this acquirement are super cool because of the fire resistance, of course, but also the poison resistance allows me to take off this cloak pretty much whenever I want to. In fact, I should just get the boots. I'm holding on because it's an exec axe. Like I might want that. It's an exec axe. Yeah, no battle axes, no broad axes, of course. We saw so many warriors at night, and none of them had battle axes. Um, did I get shafted? No, but I did skip D6. Okay, let's go back to D6. Whenever you are fighting trash mobs that you have to leave behind earlier in the game because they were too powerful, it's at the same time the ultimate moment of catharsis, but at the same time it is very boring. It's both those things at the same time, catharsis, but also very boring because they don't really pose a threat in any way. You're gonna beat them. If I win this run with Kaslal, it will be the first run that I win with Kaslal in years, most likely. Ooh, +4 hand axe. That has to be better than what I have. It's already at min delay, damage rating 15, versus damage rating 18, but this is not at min delay. Also, it is significantly less accurate than the hand axe, because we can carry this. And quite frankly, I'm gonna drop the war axe, and I'm just gonna wait for something better to come my way. Broad axe or battle axe, please. Or a scroll of brand weapon that could also get the job done. Um, and going into Lure with a hand axe is not good. We have a Mace of Draining. Maybe I should go pick that up for Hydras. So I'm training armor and I'm getting leather. At some point soon I'm going to upgrade to chainmail or something. Next time I get a stat level up, I'm gonna get a chainmail. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. You hit the Komodo dragon, but do no damage. The Komodo dragon is engulfed in a thunderstorm. Just engulfed in a thunderstorm. Does it deal damage now? It would intermittently. Okay, so it still works bad. It is still more RNG on top of an RNG infested game. No, no way. We have so much enchant armor. This is insane. You remember that game that I had earlier in the tournament where I had that fire scales since the very beginning of the game, but only until like the late game found enough enchant armor to enchant the fire scales to +6 to put them in the treasure trove, and then I didn't find any more. Yeah, why do I have 9 in this character? And not on that character. Would have been so much better on that character. This character doesn't have anything worth enchanting, which is truly the saddest thing. Or anything other than those boots, I should say, because those boots are good. Um, okay, I got a stat level up. I'm at 16 armor. I suspected that on level 12 I was gonna get armor, so I probably should wear chainmail. Not plate. Plate is too heavy. Um, 15-7, and it doesn't mess up my ramparts, but it does mess up my Osakubus armor. Like Osakubus armor is gonna give me what 0 armor class actually. So at this point, Osakubus armor is kind of worthless. So much blinking as well. I think that the game just sees what species you are, and depending on what species you are, it generates the game accordingly. Like if you are playing as a mountain dwarf, you're just gonna have an easier game than if you were playing a more difficult species. Excuse me, aren't you supposed to be slow? I cannot believe that it followed me twice. What is going on with that? I don't think I beat this. Maybe with a Cirque? Okay, maybe I don't beat it even with a Cirque. Which would be insane, by the way. How much? 51. Are you joking? Okay, man. This game sucks. That makes me mad. Well, not mad. I don't think this game is capable of making me mad anymore. It just makes me sad because why is this garbage tolerated? Who thought that was good game design? Why is this game based around RNG ridiculousness happening? And it is so infested with it to the point where it is impossible to separate the RNG garbage from the game. It's just so much. It's everywhere, and it ruins the game. That kind of thing, it's not exciting. It's just, oh, am I going to lose the game because of RNG, or am I not going to lose the game because of RNG? I would even compare that experience with that of Mario 3 speedrunning, which, if you're not aware, Mario 3 speedrunning can die, or like a good run can die to randomness very late into the run. Which certainly applies word for word to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup as well. A good run can die to randomness. It can die to a 1% paralysis very late into the run. Doesn't happen often. At least happens less often than it happens to Mario runners. But it can happen, and it does happen, and it shouldn't happen. Is my point. The possibility of that happening at all in the first place is super whack. It doesn't need to be this way. Rift Wizard is this game done right. I've always said it. Um, Rift Wizard has its own problems. Like it's not a perfect game, but it is better than this game at least. I can tell you that. Um, I don't know what to train next. Do I have a? I can probably train a little bit of evocations. We have enough evocables to for that to be worth it, right? Yeah, some Mind Burst, some Roots, and all the ones that are yet to come. Worthy of note is that since I am a worshipper of Kaslal, getting shafted is extra bad because not only are you trapped in a level full of monsters that you're most likely gonna have a hard time dealing with, in a level that's completely unexplored and therefore you do not know where it's safe or not. On top of that, you are also making insane amounts of noise. So yeah, very bad. Hailstorm would complement what I'm currently doing very well. Okay. I should be using this Kirare a lot more than I'm using it. Ah, transforms the user into a sphinx. Cool. And you can wear a barding? How does that work? Wow, ignoring a portion of their foe's willpower. Their love of riddles is so compulsive that even the most hardened adventurer will be unable to resist posing them to new foes they encounter, no matter how unwise this may be. What exactly is that supposed to mean? Okay, so I'm kind of surviving, right? Um, but I would really prefer to have a better weapon than an enchanted hand axe. Enchanted hand axe is okay, but it's lacking. It is so lacking. I really could use a broad axe or a battle axe. Maybe I should have gone taken a deep into to Orc to see if we could find a battle axe there. Bye bye, Nessos. How exactly are you resisting? How exactly are you resisting? Okay, it was only one resist. For some reason, it felt like two. Maybe I just got a really bad roll on one of those. Maybe I just got a really bad roll on one of those Mind Blasts. Okay, I'm close to the ghosts, which yeah, definitely worth visiting. Always, every time, but not worth actually doing any of them every time. Um, if they are free, you do them. If they're not free, you don't do them. Pretty much, that's my my policy from now on. If they're free, you do them. If they're not free, you don't do them. Um, some scrolls that are unidentified, but they're not gonna be acquirement. They might be other high-level scrolls, but I don't care. I do want the butterfly scrolls. Oh, that bolt has 2 butterfly scrolls. No blinkings. No interesting weapons either, fortunately. Why am I here? I don't want to be here. I didn't press that button. I wanted to be here to see what I would have to fight against. What is this garbage? Yeah, I'm not beating that with what I have. That's insane armor class for a hand axe. It's also insane armor class for a Mace of Draining. Maybe I can grab the scrolls and get away. That worked very well. I did end up pulling something out, but it is nothing too important, nothing that we cannot deal with. I still would like to know how exactly did Auto-Explore get me in there. Why did it do that? Do I go in for another run? Because what I can do is haste, pick up the haste, and we can also pick up the heal wounds and the scroll that's unidentified. And we don't lose anything because the bolt has a haste. I got pushed away from the loot. Okay. I got pushed away from the loot again, but this time I picked it up. It actually pushed me away from the ghost. All right, that's enough. I don't care about that money. Okay, what else is there to do? Unfairly, of course. Yeah, that's worthless. Do I have identify? It's a scroll of magic mapping. It's almost certainly not worth it, right? No, no. The answer is not worth it, okay? Man, I do not like how the game does these things now. But I got something, I suppose. Okay, that was a scary. I should wear that scale mail of cold resistance. Yeah. And on top of that, it enables also Kubu's armor a little bit. It gives me teeny tiny 2 armor class, but it is better than getting 0, you know? Mm, I think we trained some fighting here. I got shafted 2 floors. I should go back up. Elephants are such a terrible thing to see when you are a nice mage. It pretty much means that you don't get Osokubu's armor um, or Frozen Ramparts because they just push you away from those things, which is super whack. They shouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, remember when I said earlier about Castle Worshipper noise new level? Yeah, it is happening. Okay. Shafts are at its most impactful in the dungeon, I would say. In the dungeon, you definitely have serious problems if you get shafted, because the difference between D5 and D8 is gargantuan. For example, not to mention, like let's say D10 and D13, or D11 and D14, or D12 and D15. Like, yeah, the possibility of 3 level shafts is completely brutal, and I mean it does make for exciting gameplay, but I don't know. I feel like this game would be probably greatly enjoyed by the kind of people that like to climb the Everest and stuff. You know, do that kind of ridiculous, super high risk, relatively zero reward kind of activity. Um, because Scroll has a lot of that kind of feeling, kind of vibe to it. Super high risk, zero reward. Terrible. Terrible that I have a +4 hand axe and that is my weapon. This would be remediated with a little bit of slaying, but yeah, I don't have access to that. I would love to. At least I can tap 4-headed hydras. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna go orc before even entering layer 5 because I could use a weapon upgrade. And the sooner I get one, the better. This is such a strange game. I have copious amounts of blinking, enchant armor, and potions of haste, but insane amounts of them. Like by now, I have more of those items than most of my other characters in the tournament, if not all of my other characters in the tournament, have seen in their whole runs. Um, which is definitely great for when you have, blinking. That is the kind of item that you want to see in copious and abundant amounts. I'm gonna trade in spellcasting to 3, I suppose. It should take me like 2 or 3 monsters to get it that high. We got Charming. Charming sucks. I wish Charming wasn't in the game and instead it was always Paralysis, because Paralysis is way better than Charming. Okay, I have no idea where this Farcraft came from, but it totally was wrecking me. Oh, nice. Evil Bolt, including 7-headed Hydra. Are you serious? I do not have willpower, so it is understandable, but it still sucks. The wall kills the Hydra. Oh man, if that hadn't happened, I was dead. I was super dead. Um, hmm. Ah, this was very interesting until the strength -4. Tragic. Let's see what the rest of the dungeon has for me. Apparently, I have not found Orc yet. Oh, D12 Gauntlet, and it's right there. Okay, we take those. Now let's see. Oh, random rings. Okay, starting good. Cloak. That's probably worse than what I have. An amulet, which I don't have an amulet. Potion of resistance and unidentified scroll, which cannot be acquirement because I already found acquirement. Okay, the rings are mutually exclusive, so I guess the tiebreaker is gonna be the amulet because I don't have an amulet or the unidentified scroll. But what could it even be? Um, I think the chances of it being worth it are very low, and I shouldn't really go for that. Okay, so if I go for this path, I get the amulet, I get the cloak, I get. Yeah, I think that this path is better, but let me see what it has because I see a 2 here. It's a Balrog. I do not know if I can take on a Balrog, especially with no fire resistance. Guy would require a potion of resistance, which I do not have. I think at some point I did have potions of resistance, but not anymore. How does one beat a Balrog? Um, Elemental Force, perhaps? Yeah, this is free. The first one is free. The second one is quite worrisome. And the third one, what else is in there? Okay, the third one is also a little bit worrisome, though the Balrog is the one that worries me the most. Doesn't Balrog, don't Balrogs always have demon whips? Wait a second, get over here. Oh boy, that is a weapon. That is a weapon that I happen to almost have at Mindale already. Definitely an upgrade over my mace. Does it seem visible? It does, okay. Good to know. Yeah, I told you the first one is free. We have a potion of resistance at least, so we might be able to just use that for the Balrog. Or we might be able to run past the Balrog. But the thing is that I want that Demon Whip. Terrible. Oh, that's a good ring. The third one is, I mean, it's probably free in comparison to that. I shouldn't do it. I drank the potion of ambrosia to regen to get the buffs into the next room, but it was not a good idea. I'm gonna get over here. Yep. Okay, that's super nice. All three of them died in one turn. Local willpower. Yes, okay. We have really good stuff now. We are most likely gonna upgrade into the boots of poison and fire resistance because, yeah, yeah, straight up, it just makes sense. Okay, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it right now. I think I'm gonna make my ultimate decision after I see what the Minotaur has for me. Oh boy! But it's a demon blade. Man, why didn't this appear in my demigod game? It's crazy. It's crazy. Where are the axes? Only axes when you don't need the axes. Um, you'd pivot to that blade. I'm not going to because it's a sword, right? If it was a strength weapon type, then I would probably think about it. But if it's a dexterity weapon, so nah, it's not happening. I'm still grabbing it as a trophy. And you may be thinking, oh, but you have 16 strength and 13 dexterity. Why not pivot? But the thing is that by pivoting from strength to the dexterity, I'm also sacrificing my ability to wear heavier armor and stuff. So yeah, it's just not worth it in my opinion. Or it might be, and I'm just misplaying. Um, but I wouldn't do it. It's just not the kind of thing that I would normally do. Okay. I really wish I had a better weapon. I say as I drop leech, right? But not only we can enchant the boots, we should enchant the boots because those boots are gonna be part of my character for a substantial amount of the game, if not just the whole game. Um, yep. Look at that. That's 3 fire resistance. 2 if we do not take into account the castle resistance. Yeah, pretty good. I did get an amulet, and it was an amulet of faith. I wonder if an amulet of faith is actually a good as a castle worshipper. So I can gain more piety and do my ridiculous things more often. Because, you know, one of my main problems with Caslal is that they are too expensive to be spammed. They're not spammable things. So if I put on this Faith, maybe it's a bit more spammable. But on the other hand, how likely am I to just toss the Faith when I find an amulet that I am like more traditionally across my characters? So yeah, and that's why I'm not gonna put it on, even though it would probably be a good idea to put it on. There is definitely a parallel universe where I do go Leech and I put on that Amulet of Faith, but it's not this one. Where's Sork? I need a weapon upgrade. At this point, I'm almost certain just grabbing a War Axe, like a +0 War Axe, is probably better. At this point, I don't think the accuracy is a problem. Okay, we found Orc. I'm gonna do this level and then we're gonna go Orc. Orc 2 with Caslal is certainly gonna be quite fun. And by fun, I mean immensely unfair. Salt links? That's pretty strange. That seems like a Nominus Bolt. If you've ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that's the aura that I get from that bolt. Okay, those obsidian bats are sure quite annoying. Can I mind burst them? Okay, I can mind burst them. Sweet. At 16 axes. I think that I'm gonna call it quits on axes there. Until I get, you know, something that makes me want to train more, like a battle axe. It could literally just be a +0 battle axe, and I would be like, oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. And then I train for it. Heavy hand axe, I guess that might be better than what I have. 22 versus 17. Worthy of note is that the 17 one is a lot faster, but this pierces through armor class a lot better. Oh, you can definitely tell the difference. Like my HP is dropping a lot faster with this thing compared to the other axe, which is definitely not good. I kind of want to go back to my old axe. This guy has a launcher. A Dart Flail. Jorgrun. Ah, yeah, you're not hexing me. I have willpower. Man, that's such a strange feeling. That demigod run from yesterday, and the runs before that one in general, except for the first win, they dealt some psychological damage to me, some psychic damage. Um, it's gonna take a while for me to recuperate. Oh, I used a sack of spiders by accident. Okay, we killed Jorgrun. No problem. Is Jorgrun's Siren Shot get nerfed or something? Flashbang. Things that I don't have to worry about playing on console. Great maze. I think we are going to go back for this. I wish I had a beam ability. I guess I have these. Oh wow, it didn't kill. How much skill in invocations do I need for that to get the large AoE? Or at least the entirety of the 3x3? Because right now it's not getting the entirety of the 3x3, you know? Do not underestimate the ability to add ridiculous, unnecessary, inconsistent RNG to the game when a crawl developer sees the opportunity to do so. Though when it comes to Castle, that ability has stayed pretty much exactly the same way it is at the moment in the game for years, right? So it's nothing new. I probably shouldn't be using that. I should be using chainmail. I think that the time has come to wear some chainmail. We're about to level up to 15. I think that I level up to 15, I get strength, and I wear a chainmail then. Suffering continues today. And I wish I hadn't died yesterday. That was a streak of 3 down the drain. I wanted this to be the first tournament in a while since I get that banner of a streak of 4. But no. I did make a mistake in character select. I probably should have just waited and played like a different character. This looks like immolation setup, but I don't have that. What I do have is a little bit of upheaval, I suppose. Oh man, this is deadly. Like I'm gonna die here. Levels of that. I'm gonna die to the guy wielding my battle axe. Yeah, okay. No one can deal with that at this point in the game. It's not only me. No one can deal with that. Um, okay, they're not hasted, so that's all that I need to do to run away. And I know there's no enemies here in these unexplored parts because Castle Worshipper. At least the benefit of being ultra noisy is that I know that I won't be getting ganked because everything is something that I already ran into. Can I split them? Because I don't want to have to fight 2 of them. Yeah, 1 of them is fine. I think I may be able to win against 1 of them. Oh, I kill it easy. That's crazy. Okay. So now we have an incentive to drain access to 20. And now I should actually be able to kill these guys without a lot of problems. Yeah, there we go. I still want, something better than a +0 battle axe. Plate of cold resistance. I want that. Would be better if it was plate of fire resistance, but plate of cold resistance is fine. Cannot wear it just yet, but I want it. So many Orc Knights. Where did they all come from? Yeah, this was just a room with like 6 orc knights or something. Oh, maybe all the shops are in here. Really lousy stuff. An acquirement, which I'm almost certainly gonna buy, and an immolation, which I'm certainly gonna buy instantly. And fourth shop, whack. I guess we can buy this. It's a poly one. I feel so scammed. Okay, pretty lame. Let's go buy that acquirement. Maybe the acquirement fixes everything. Come on, weapon. Broadaxe of Holy Wrath. Gloves of Stealth. A stealth is literally worthless for a Castle worshipper, so it's effectively unbranded gloves. I might want the Broadaxe. Once again, large amount of enchant armor. The game has not given me anything to enchant. I should go buy that reflection, because worshipper of Castle. Orc was disappointing. We didn't complete Orc, did we? Yeah, we didn't complete Orc. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm fine because I have Giga willpower. I shouldn't be getting wrecked by this. Paralyze 1%. Heavy Broadaxe. Ooh, I'm glad that I didn't acquire the Broadaxe because that's better. I'm probably rebranding it. I wish I had some enchant weapon. Okay, I have one. I think this is a disaster area moment. Oh wow, that was pitiful. Actually pitiful. Man, Castle is such a bad god. I mean, it is through no mistake that I rank Castle the worst god in the game. Yeah, I still believe Castle is the worst god in the game are not if you are not aware. Cannot go up those stairs. I don't have regen or anything. I really wish I had regen. It's not mighty anymore. Gastronok in Nork? That's pretty unusual. And I cannot get over how bad this Esther area was. This is a game where Ru can do APOC, in the conditions that Ru is known to be able to do APOC. Also, that Gastronok kill was fast. Was fast and painless, which was really unusual. This is a game where APOC is a thing, and I would say that endgame APOC is just like on par with Disaster Area. But the thing is that early game APOC completely destroys Disaster Area, right? Okay, this guy just decides to go for the double block. This game I got zero nets. which is pretty bad. At least this guy's not mighty. Oh, you have poison resistance. You gotta be joking. Why do you have everything? I take it the elemental force doesn't work with. Yeah, elemental clouds. Poison is not elemental clouds. Terrible. Terrible. A guy blocked both my Curare darts, and I don't have a way to pierce through the shield. Upheaval spam might get the job done, but the thing about upheaval spam is that I'm also gonna go down to 4 pips of Castle Piety, almost guaranteed. The weapon upgrade makes it worth it, I would believe, so I'm gonna give it a try. Almost certainly gonna go down to 4 pips of Piety. Okay. Didn't go down to 4, but when I started this, I was at 6, so there's that. Okay, we could go for a shield because now this Brodax is a one-hander, end game worthy one-hander. Yep. Yeah, we're almost at min delay with it too. Could enchant it, rebrand it so it's not heavy because I am a certified heavy hater. So whenever possible, I try to not have heavy in my weapons. Okay, the difference in damage output is immediately immensely tangible. I also got an armor class upgrade from the guy. Oh, it's so expensive. These are some expensive ones. Oh man, that's really expensive. Um, I wanted digging because I don't have digging, but digging is not really useful until much later in the game. I think I'm gonna pass on the digging. Let's go do layer 5 because I have not done that. Now that I have this heavy Brodax, surely things are gonna be significantly easier for me. Um, I wish the chainmail that I have didn't have poison resistance. I wish it was another brand. Yeah, like cold or fire resistance would be nice because poison resistance is redundant. I already have it. That's why I'm carrying the scale mail of fire resistance and the plate of cold resistance. Okay, also Kuru's armor does a little bit, not enough. It gives me 1 armor class. It's probably not worth casting anymore. Okay, at least now I have the ability to actually tap to kill things, which was not quite the case before. I do not know how I survived this long without a proper weapon. And once again, we find a potion of haste. I tell you, this game just gave me infinite amounts of those. I'm not gonna complain, but I do find it quite strange because I have had runs with like 3. Okay, I have the demon whip for this Hydra. It is wrecking me. How is it wrecking me with my 27 armor class? Like it really feels like it shouldn't be wrecking me. Why exactly is it wrecking me? Strange, very strange. Okay. 15 axes. I think we are gonna go for more invocations so I can actually get the large AoE with the upheaval, so it is a lot more consistent. All right. That through a Sky Shark, no problem. I'm immune to these petrifying clouds. Yeah, I am immune to them. Enchant weapon. Finally, enchant weapon. I do not know if I win. Wow. Why exactly was that easy? The four-headed idol almost killed me. Is it because I use ramparts? Maybe. Probably. Okay, somehow I'm back to 6 pips of piety. I really thought that was gonna take a while since I spammed upheaval earlier. What do we have here? Steam scales. Nah, too late into the game for me to care. Wasn't there supposed to be a dragon in there? A warp blade talisman and a phantom mirror. And a bunch of money and a magic mapping. I want that magic mapping, definitely. Um, Alright, pretty underwhelming and disappointing Lure 5. We can do the rest of the dungeon, I suppose. Ice Cave. We are well equipped to deal with that. And there is a very real possibility of that giving me a really good item. Sphinx Marauder. Anti-magic Corkbow. Have launchers always been able to have that? Went the wrong way. Ouch. Ouch. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not doing that. High on the list of things we are not doing today is fighting that Storm Dragon. No, 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 no. That's not gonna happen. I really wish I had Regen. Regen would be, or not would be, is probably necessary for my survival, given that I'm a worshipper of Castle and I'm gonna be getting into fights quite frequently. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were more enemies coming my way after killing those guys. It says nearby, 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 but I don't know where it actually is. And I want to go in because of the possibility of a run-making item. I'm gonna read magic mapping. I don't want to lose it. Let's see what nearby is. Okay. No, it's over. I'm not making it. It's impossible for me to reach it at this point. Yeah. Tragic. Yeah, you get repel missiles from Kaslal, which is a pretty good property given the large amount of dudes that that shoots you with stuff throughout the game, launchers, iron shots, that kind of thing. Oh no! Your Death Knight reflects your damage back at you. Stop walking into the... Dude, this is insane. This is insane. What is going on? Thunder! No! No! Dude, what is going on? What is this garbage? Dude, I am astonished. I'm astonished. What is... Why? This game is just suffering. I do not recommend this to anyone. I mean, I guess that I do actually recommend this to people, but whenever I do, I say it was fun for the first 3,000 hours or so. Then it stopped being fun. um, oh man, this is not gonna be good for me. Pain Mirror is so bad. I'm glad that only one relatively rare early game monster has it. Um, the chance to get storm skills and by extension something to dump all these scrolls of enchant armor on would be a lot more interesting. If I had a potion of resistance, without it I don't think I beat this storm dragon, unless Kaslal immediately gives me resistance to electricity and I do not get one shot by the storm dragon. Okay, I threw to Kirare, all of them missed. The storm dragon is now pressuring me. You do not have poison resistance, I know that. So what I could do is read poison attraction. Crazy. Do we wear them? I think we, by that I mean, do we just fully enchant them? And I think we do. Talking about fully enchanting something. Yeah, that is my source of resistance to electricity, and I have one pip of every other thing. Um, we are in a pretty good spot right now, thanks to these storm scales. And yeah, we do enchant them, I think. There we go, 32 armor class. Big upgrade, huge upgrade for my character. I am so much more powerful now thanks to that storm scales um, embodied, like those storm scales um, parting with their self. Okay, we have a buckler, so we are definitely open to the very real possibility of training shields as well, because we have a tower shield of protection. That's some big armor class there, big armor class and big shield. So we most definitely should. We most definitely should just be training armor and shields for a bit. Who cares about stealth and who cares about dodging? Um, those things don't do anything for me. If I get banished, I'm gonna be sad. If I get banished, I think that I'm done for the day. Oh, it's an Arcanist. It looks like a Warden. Could recolor it. Okay. How much damage is that dealing? 3 dice of 21. It's actually some pretty good damage for a fireball-like ability. Smite targeted fireball ability. 3 dice of 21. How yeah, normal fireball with no skill right now, it does 3 dice of 3. Max 3 dice of 36. I have had instances where fireball deals more damage than firestorm, but of course that's just like a very bad firestorm roll and a very good fireball run roll, because fire storm should always, or not always, but almost always deal more damage than fireball. But anyway, it's a good thing to have. Smite targeted fireball-like ability. Dazzling Blade. Here we are going to see an item that will immediately make me regret the decision to dump all these scrolls of enchant armor. Okay, it is not that good. It's not that good, fortunately. It would have been okay to enchant that, not gonna lie, but it would still leave me without my resistance to electricity, which I have now. So I think I made the right decision. Okay, this might be where I regret doing it. Oh, it requires the Abyssal Rune of Thought. Okay, that's fine. We could maybe do that. I don't know if I'm going to, but we might do it at some point later in the game. I have to say, however, that doing Abyss as a worshipper of Kasla, yeah, probably not good. Probably not good. So many Randart talismans. We're done with Lair Orc and D15, better known as the fun part of the game. You think I stand a chance in depth? I feel like I do. Let's fight a little bit here. These monsters give crazy experience and they give crazy, well, not crazy loot, just crazy experience. Let's see what happens. Let us not forget too that I am a worshipper of Castle, and by extension, these things are gonna be quite hostile to me. Maybe I should upgrade from the buckler to the kite shield, but not to the tower shield. That I can tell you with no uncertainty that I shouldn't do. Okay, it's only 2 shields because the buckler is enchanted, so I guess we don't do it. I went into depths and I got, like, my first fight was a frost giant with a +3 battle axe of freezing, which is almost like it's good enough to be on par with what I had or what I have right now, right? I should not be afraid of you. Yes, be not afraid of that guy. That's pretty damaging. 3 dice of 35. Oh, is it because you're empowered by the glowing orange brain? Must be the case. I think it's pretty funny how the game doesn't let you walk into the Orb of Destruction. I have how much blinking? That is insane. What is this game? I should turn on auto pickup for enchant armor. No, really. I think that at this rate, this character may see more blinking than the total accumulated by my all my other characters during the tournament so far. I think there's a very real possibility of that. I don't know how comfortable I am when it comes to that Balrog. I was okay with everything until that Balrog. Okay, that was rough, and probably an indicator that I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, I feel pretty strong, but I should recognize my limits. My limits are those. Let's go do spider. And of course, the first level of spider is an open level, and the garbage is happening. Garbage that is immediately worse than anything that I had to deal with in Depths 1. Yeah, keep that in mind. Depths 1 was easier than this. This I stand no chance. Like I'm straight up going to die. Um, Instantly, almost at the brink of death, because crawl is a funny game, I suppose. Nice teleport. I should take advantage of my 12 blinking. Instantly surrounded. Should take advantage of my 11 blinking. Soon to be 3 blinking at this rate. Man, Spider is so terrible. The thing about Spider is that there's some characters that are okay for Spider. And some characters just completely die in Spider, and this seems to me like one of those that completely dies in Spider. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't go there. Shoal cities, I suppose, and weapons, so I get to get rid of heavy. Donald with Chainmail of Ponderousness and a Kite Shield of Reflection. Oh, I cannot read while engulfed. Okay, I don't know what to do. The game doesn't want me to go to the lower branches. Okay. If the game doesn't want me to go to the lower branches, I know what to do. The thing that I was kinda capable of doing without dying instantly, which is ridiculous and totally wrong. Straight up just not okay. Why exactly can I do depths easier than I can do lower branches as an experience level 16 character? But that's how Crawl developers want it to be. I could probably do Elf before lower branches. The moment of realization. If I can do depths before lower branches, I can totally do Elf before lower branches. What's the dangerous thing? Master archers. Everything else dies hard to upheaval. Um, yeah, this one is similarly enough an immediate fiesta, but unlike the lower branches, this is a survivable fiesta. This is not ridiculous for what my character has, of course. I don't know what kind of character you need to have to survive what I was presented with in the lower branches. Okay, protection is fine, I suppose. Better than heavy. You know, I'm the strongest heavy hater in this community. I do not like the existence of heavy because Vorpal was better. Straight up, Vorpal was better, and heavy is just dangerous to use. I do not like it. I do not like it one bit. I'm gonna buy this one, the Quicksilver, because I feel like we're gonna need those charges. I got marked through a mark trap. I was like, did they get through my willpower to mark me? But I have two sources of willpower. but that was not what happened. Yeah, the damage decrease is noticeable, but I'm also taking significantly less damage, so who cares? Shields, I guess I should get all the way. I should go all the way to 27 with a shield because we have a tower shield, a good tower shield at our disposal. Um, I don't have resistance to negative. It's kind of miraculous that Necromancer didn't kill me with no resistance to negative and a mid shield in front. If it had fired a couple more bolts of draining, I would have had a bad time. Don't I have a ring of See Invisible? Because if I do, maybe it is time to put it on. I do have one of those. Someone here has acid, right? I think it's Deep Elf, either sorcerers or annihilators. I think it's sorcerers. Excuse me? I didn't even notice that. Okay. Oh, I have the +2 helmet in my inventory. That's what I was searching for. I saw uh, the shiny helmet and I didn't notice it being picked up, but it's fine. The one that I have now gives me the one resistance that I didn't have. Um, not counting resistance to corrosion, which I have, but I'm not wearing right now. But I can wear at any point. Just get rid of See Invisible, and I will do that. Pretty good. Okay, back to Elf because Elf and Depths are the things that I can do without exploding instantly. Hitting you loud and clear, Crawl. 44, 47 armor class. Because Castle just keeps giving me armor class. The Demonology summoned an Ice Fiend. The Ice Fiend dealt 55 to me. Not not good. Needed to play it safe. So I had to blink, but it's fine because I still have 9. Maybe now that I started using the blinkings, there will be no more blinkings for me in the game. But even then, I still have 9 blinkings. Like even if I was not to come across any more blinkings for the whole game, it would still be fine. Because I have 9 blinkings. I have 1 characters that have had 1/3 of that in their whole run. Um, kind of want another brand weapon to rebrand my weapon, my Brodax, because I don't like heavy. But I would definitely like a weapon brand that supports damage output. Protection is great in the early game, I always say it, but the more the game goes on, the least impactful it is, the more harmful than beneficial it is because it's just damage output that you're not getting because the weapon brand doesn't support damage output. We kind of do need damage output, not gonna lie. Um, we are already at the point where damage output would prevent more damage um, than the armor class. Good old Mountain Dwarf gameplay. Just run around and hit things with an axe. With the option to cast the spells as well, I suppose. Um, and I do have the option to cast the spells. Look at how easy it is to cast these low levels. Um, why is Manifold Assault level 7? And I bet it is still like a nerfed version of Manifold Assault. It really is crazy to me that at some point that spell was level 4. It was in a starter book and it was so stronger than it is now. That spell is like the ultimate example of don't enjoy things too much because they will get nerfed. It's like a valuable life lesson. Oh, this is the bolt. I was like, oh, this is an unusually large amount of high level elves for elf 2, but it is elf 3 already. Um, Time to put upheaval in the quiver. Come on. Okay, that was a scary. No sustain. That means no healing during fights effectively because I have no regen. Oh, come on. Stop doing that. How many Raider demons can you even summon? 3 creatures. Man, why exactly can it summon more than one? It's crazy that you can summon more than one greater demon. Oh, man, okay. Thank you, thank you. I actually got some really good damage rolls there. Killed the guy before it became a serious problem. Master Archer. Globes of Strength. Oh, that chainmail would have been pretty cool to enchant, actually. Oh, wow! You block the arrow with an invisible shield and reflect it back. The arrow hits the Master Archer. You kill the Master Archer. Nice. Yeah, that would have been a good thing to enchant. The storm scales are better because they give more armor class, but this chainmail also gives 2 pips of willpower, so it frees up pretty much everything that I have for willpower purposes, which is a cloak and the ring of cold resistance and willpower. I do not care about that. We can really get rid of that ring and it's fine. Okay, gloves of strength are good. Extra damage. Um, we can enchant them. Kinda don't want to. Oh no, I don't. I don't have any more scrolls of enchant armor because once I actually found something to use them on, they all disappeared from my game. Okay, yeah, I'm stronger than Blade Masters. Like I'm straight up just the Orc Bow of Goblin mode. That's very fitting. Okay. How exactly did I get chunked down this bad? Buckler of Fire Resistance. I want one of those. Not having regions sucks. It makes the game so much harder. This change to Death Mages that makes them capable of reviving everything also makes them suck quite a bit. I feel like they're also tankier. I've been having a harder time than usual killing them. Okay, time to go to 8 blinkings. A heavy executioner sucks. I think that I'm going 100 plus shield. Ring of Slaying. That's 2 Annihilators. We do not have silence. It would be nice to have that right about now. That's a pretty good helmet. Yeah, it beats pretty hard the one that I had before. Okay, I can't. I definitely prefer having 3 pips of fire resistance and 2 pips of cold resistance than having resistance to negative. Easily enchantable. It also gives me the ability to blink, which I can already do because I've been training that. Crazy good loot. Crazy good loot. I did have um to blink away, which was kind of nasty, but we're fine. We still have 8 blinkings. Um, plenty to win the game. Though I would certainly prefer to have more. Mm, can one enchant leech? Probably not. Enchanting this artifact any further is beyond even your skills. Um, mm, Now that I have done elf before lure branches, as is always the case, as you're supposed to, as one does, I guess it's time to go get wrecked in shoals. I'm gonna get banished, am I not? This is totally the setting for me getting banished. Love this stream title. Yeah, Oh, that's crazy. Okay, that's huge. Still have this feeling that I'm about to get banished by Donald. Yeah. Do I want to do this today? See, here's the thing. No one ever wakes up and says, today I will go get banished at experience level 18 as a worshipper of Castle. No one wants to have to deal with that, ever. On the other hand, this is a character that just did Elf before Lure Branches, so I think I should be okay. I should be fine. Um, yeah, look at these resistances. Those are some big boy, I'm about to walk into SOT 5 and win the game resistances. Um, Literally. I think this character is geared out as a very low HP aptitude character that has gear to win the game. Except maybe for the Brodax. The Brodax needs a better brand, but that's about it. So maybe I can do this. I wonder what would be a good point to start using the Tower Shield of Protection for even more armor class. Castle is doing its magic. 'See, while I may have a trope that wants me to show the rune, I also don't want to die, so I'm not going to go into Abyss 3 just yet. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen much later in the game. Or I'm just gonna be forced down because crazy things are happening up there. And by that I mean I'm just attracting monsters because Castle Worshipper in the Abyss. Yep, Castle Worshipper with no regen in the Abyss. Okay, that was distasteful. 0.8, 0.9 attack speed. I guess it's fine. Huge shield number. I went from a buckler to a tower shield, and I went from like 20 to 33 now. Not to mention that we have reflection as well. 42 base armor class. If I activate my protection brand, I have 14.9, and if Kasla decides to chime in with some armor class, I have over 50, which is kind of bonkers. Oh yeah. This is a good time to have huge shield stat and reflection and repel missiles. All of that. You know what would also be nice to have? Flying, so I don't fumble in water. Fumbling in water is one of the worst things. A terrible mechanic that incentivizes you to not be standing in water. I really dislike that these levels always seem to have wind drakes camping the stairs, so you instantly get pushed away from the stairs. Yeah, pretty much what I'm talking about. Big armor class is definitely not the ultimate way to protect yourself from damage. Having good dodging helps a lot, but that's not gonna happen. These guys have -3 dodging, and I also am not really incentivized to train or to level up dexterity, so I'm not doing that. Another blinking. This one is supremely expensive. Another enchant armor. That one is also supremely expensive. You know, I should buy both. If any items in this vault are worth it, are those two. And maybe the wand, which was the wand of digging. Okay, 2 charges of digging for that cheap 80 gold per charge. Actually, quite worth it. Okay, we fully enchant the storm scales, and we have +10 storm scales. And the next thing to enchant is gonna be the helmet of responsibility. Maybe the gloves of strength, but I'm quite hoping for something better than that. I think it's very funny that sometimes things just spontaneously die because I'm a Castle worshipper, and a thundercloud happens to spawn on top of them, and then they die. It is a little bit funny that that happens. Another enchant weapon. Very much what we would like to see. More enchant weapons. We need 3 more. When we received this broad axe of protection, we had it as a +2 broad axe. It was a heavy broad axe. Um, Let me read magic mapping. I don't want to miss that vault. And it turns out that we were at the vault already. Okay. We are at 18 shields. And the shield number will keep going up, and my attack speed will keep going down. 0.8, no 0.7, but it seems very solidly in 0.8. Only just once, twice now got 0.9. Okay, we're fine. A Scorch Hat, I think it is highly unlikely that it is better than what I have. 3 Butterflies is really, really good. Mm, the Ghost is anti-Spriggan Machine. The warrior. You know what? It's understandable. I also do not like Spriggans. They have like no armor class. They're very annoying to play, and they are very annoying as enemies in this game. So I understand it. This guy has a huge chunk of armor class, but not as much as I do. And okay evasion, better than what I have. Hit heavy weapon 32. Okay, I think I have a decent chance of beating that guy. Let's see the other ghosts. Distressingly furry Medusa talisman. I don't think I want that. Just out of curiosity, the ghost is a gargoyle earth elementalist of Behemoth with 40 armor class. Still not as much as I do. Okay, big evasion for something with that amount of armor class. Big damage in general. Yeah, how about I don't fight that? The gargoyle ghosts are kinda terrifying to fight against. Okay. Decent armor class and evasion. Hits hard. Nah, this guy's not that bad. I wonder where this guy got 20 armor class as a troll. Okay, so the only item that I am very interested in is the 3 scrolls of butterflies. The rest is varies from whatever to who even cares about that. The thing is that it was kind of nasty. So I think I'm gonna read tele and open the door, and then we're gonna tele. Okay, I don't need to tele anymore. Okay, nice tele. They know where I am because I make that much noise, so I don't even need to shout or anything. When the tournament is over, I'm gonna play so much Metroidvanias, so many Metroidvanias. I'm gonna replay Ravi Rivi, and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. That game changed the way that I look at video games. It really was that impactful. It's a +4 hat of rampaging with 5 dexterity. Not bad by any means, but not as good as what I currently have. Okay, that was super duper worth it, but the rest aren't. And because of the rest, I think that I have already gotten all that I would like to get from this place. Maybe the potions of haste, but what do I have to fight for them? Oh yeah, this ghost. This ghost is not that hard because it doesn't have that much. It doesn't have good defenses, and it does have more HP than I do, and it probably hits harder. But my defenses are way better. Um, I think I win that fight. But the thing is that I am thinking of it in terms of a 1v1, and I think it's perhaps for the best that I don't do this any further. Um, this bolt is way too unnecessarily large for what it is. I wish it was smaller. Okay, it is quite unusual to be facing a Javelineer with a distortion weapon. Normally, you would want to not be far from the Javelineer, like you would like to melee it, but not this time. Though I don't know if it would have ever hit me with the distortion weapon, because it is a Master Archer, and Master Archers attack you with their weapon, with their ranged attack, even at melee range. Um, took a lot of damage. Not having regen is so scary because your HP goes down very fast, but it doesn't go up very fast. I hope I can get one or two sources of regen soon. I think that I have had the opportunity to acquire nets, but every time I reflect them and the monsters end up breaking them. Um, yeah, we have 3 nets in the inventory after doing the entirety of shoals. It doesn't quite feel right. I should drop the silver jabs. It is 18 silver jabs, but I don't think we're doing any throwing with this character. I certainly would like to not throw the character. Um, they mountain dwarfs have -2 throwing, so yeah, don't really want to. Besides, I have better ways to do range damage than throwing. Have you noticed how like the characters that are good at spellcasting are often not good at ranged weapons or throwing, and vice versa? Um, with a noticeable exception being deep elves. Deep elves can do both forms of ranged combat. That is very scary. That is very, very scary. We don't want to have anything to do with that guy meleeing me with a distortion weapon. I don't want to go to the abyss again. At least not for now. I think that there is a very real possibility that I go back and that is my third rune, because after all, it does open the treasure trove. If my loadout was trash, which it is not, yeah, now we're fine. Now we're fine. We are um, beyond the time where I was having a bad time with this character. Now we're having an okay time. I wouldn't really say that we're having a great time with the character, but it's fine. It's doable. Um, but if I was struggling the way that I struggled with the demigod until it died, I would have tried to get the rune earlier. A high risk, high reward play, because if you think about it, either way, it's a reward because either I am free of the character or the character stops being trash, right? So it's double upside. But we are not in that position anymore, so it's not worth it to go to the abyss to try to get the rune in a position where the abyss is as dangerous as it is for me. I have no idea how exactly or what we would need to do to make the abyss not as dangerous as it is. So that's gonna be fun to figure out later on. Snake. Instant confusion. Instant reconfusion. Good thing that I have 46 armor class, right? How is that? How are those tarantulas like getting giga confusion every time? Like really, I do not understand. How are you doing it every time so consistently? I thought that it was like one of those attacks that needed to deal damage to do it. Are you telling me that it's consistently like 3 times in the same fight getting past 43 armor class? Because if so, that's not okay, and that shouldn't happen. Period. Okay, I think equipping a tower shield completely changed the dynamic here. I used to be having a terrible time, and now I'm not quite having a terrible time. If anything, I'm having a good time. I'm just spinning around with my axe and destroying all these spiders, no problem. Fighting them many versus one. Um, I'm glad that I'm not a crawl character and I don't have to skulk around the spider's nest, being surrounded by spiders. That sounds pretty bad. Yeah, I'm glad that I am not in that position. Yep. We're still looking for a brand weapon. Hopefully there were none in the necropolis that I left behind. Brand weapon, nothing. You blocked the orb of destruction and reflected back. Okay, I think I reflected that orb of destruction 2 times. Very funny. 21 shields is enough for now. No, we're fine now. Look at that. The main thing that I'm missing, regen. The secondary thing that I'm missing, and I know I won't be able to get, evasion, but I'm okay with that. Because look at the huge shield and armor class numbers that I have. When I get rid of the brandy in this broadaxe, it will still be quite high armor class. Look at that, it's 44. It's about to be 45 too because I turned on armor. So yeah. Oh, Molotov Rat is just ruining the day. Let me snipe it. It's kind of insane how much damage output these things have when they're circed versus when they're not circed. That demonic crawler was berserk for about half an hour. I wish I had some way to heal. Like, it would be quite nice. I would like to believe that I can survive this, but I would be so much more sure of that if I had 50 HP or so instead of having 26. Yeah. All it took was 2 good hits that got through my armor class, and I was there, and I was dead there. But I mean, it didn't happen, so I guess it's nice. Well, my armor class and my shield, which is quite a tall ordeal for a few amounts of enemies. My attack speed is still at 0.8. Sometimes 0.7. Yeah, sometimes 0.7. Completely agree at title. Yeah. Ugh. What can I say? I have no idea. Like, this character genuinely already got more blinking than the rest of my tournament characters combined. It's actually crazy. I think that all of the characters except for the first two are going to go to YouTube. So if you are an avid YouTube watcher, you can count my my um my scrolls of blinking through the game and compare them to the amount that this character has gotten. Like, right now in my inventory, I have 11. I have 11, and I've blinked like 5 times in this run. So it's crazy. It's actually insane amounts of blinking. This is a really good character. It just took a while to get there, but it's a really good character now. Yeah, look at that. That is actually grotesque. How come the first time I came here, I had to run for my life. I had to blink twice to not die. But now I'm just holding tab while surrounded by enemies, literally surrounded in all directions, and I'm beating them. And I'm not taking any damage. It's actually insane. Oh boy, I sure love having See Invisible, so I can see those ghost mods coming. You know, being surrounded by rat roaches is a little bit scary. What about not being surrounded by them? Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. It turns out that if you are fighting 4 enemies or so with 36 shield, and the enemies are incapable of going through your shields through spells or abilities or equipment, then you're good. You have nothing to fear. Um, what do you mean I cannot pick up Potion of Heal Wounds? That is actually crazy. We can totally pick up a Potion of Heal Wounds. There is never a situation where I cannot pick up a Potion of Heal Wounds. Boots of Flying, but my boots are an essential part of the character. Yeah. Poison resistance and fire resistance. We're not taking those off. And yep, those resistances are looking pretty good. Level 20, we have 160 willpower because we have 2 sources and 2 willpower naturally. Let's do bolts. Caravan. We have copious amounts of money, so the caravan is very welcome. Let's read the magic mapping, which, by the way, I've also gotten a large amount of magic mapping. Okay, it's only one where it could be, so let's go straight for that. I'm winning, but I have to rest, and I'm not fond of that. I wish I had regen. Regen just speeds up this game so much in a good way. Makes it so that you don't have to rest after every fight, which is always a good thing. Alright, nothing there for me. Nothing there for me. Nothing there for me. And something here for me. Okay, that's some stuff that we can buy. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. Okay, 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 okay. Poison resistance, cold resistance, regen. And 4 armor class, 3 strength, 5 intelligence. Is that better than slaying? I feel like it might be better than slaying. Um, it's too expensive. It is better than slaying, but it is not $800 reduce better than slaying, so we're not buying that. Not that one. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, before I leave, I shouldn't drop those. No, I'm gonna pass on the. I'm gonna pass on the ring. I might buy the amulet. Let me think about it a little bit more because I've been saying, oh, regen. I don't have regen. I would like regen, and here it is. Here it is. So why wouldn't you get it? Money, but you have enough, and there is no. Okay, okay, there is a one of Quicksilver, but I can afford that. I can buy this, and I can kill like a level or two worth of things, and I'll be able to afford the wand if I want to. Okay, I'm gonna buy it. Okay, goodbye. Reflection. It was good to have you on board, but we are gonna switch to this amulet of regen and cold resistance. And now I have 3 pips of cold resistance. Nothing to fear when it comes to frost hearts, nor simulacra for the rest of the game. Um, strong ice enemies are definitely not a thing anymore for me. The difference between having regen and not having regen is immediate and immense. It really is just a whole different game experience. I feel like the first source of regen that you have adds so much survivability to your character. Remember, it's 0.8 regen per turn. What the effect of a source of regen? Um, 0.8 regen per turn. Before I had it, I had 0.49 before my level up, I think. And now I have 1.31 regen per turn, which is massive. Massive gargantuan. Hmm. Storm Dragon scales by Sushen. Too late. Too late. There was a Storm Dragon earlier in the game that dropped scales earlier in the game, and so I used them earlier in the game. And I do not regret it because I feel like that huge burst of armor class that I got from enchanting them was run defining. Um, Not a very good amulet. I think this fight would have legit killed me. Um, Oh, you missed it the other day. I did do it the other day, and you were not here to see it. I did it. I obviously didn't do the entirety of Bolts 5, but I did go down, I did read emo, and I did kill a bunch of the dudes. So the explosions happened. And extra exciting enough, I also got trapped, so I had to fight for a bit. Yeah, so you can go back and watch it, or you can watch it on YouTube when it goes to YouTube. But I did do it. I might do it again. I do not think that's like such a bad thing to do. Um, it's effectively free experience. It's not a lot of free experience, but it is free experience. Because it's so easy and so relatively risk-free. You just have to take care not to be trapped in. Um, I do think that doing Bolts 5 as a worshipper of Kaslal sounds completely horrendous. Um, because it's Bolts 5 and because you're a worshipper of Kaslal, right? If I already don't want to do Bolts 5 on most of my characters, on a worshipper of Kaslal, it's gonna be worst. It's gonna be the worst because I'm gonna be immediately fighting the entire level. Didn't I just kill you? Did I kill you on... Oh, I killed you in Bolts 2 and you respawned on Bolts 3, okay. Are you gonna respawn on Bolts 5 and Bolts 4 as well? Gong Shield for maximum cacophony. Did I get it? I'm wearing it if I got it. Okay. Hasn't happened yet. You know what I would also like? Shield of Ignorance. Shield of Ignorance would be bonkers on this character. It would be so good. I think I have only ever had like one character that could use the Shield of Ignorance and got the Shield of Ignorance. I would like to make that two characters. And it would be extra funny because this is started as a mage, right? These guys are gonna step on that sub trap. I don't want them to do that. Strength. Strength. Yeah. '47 armor class. Castle should be the opposite of this menace, the god of noise. Permanently set yourself to 0, even if you abandon, but you gain more X the louder you are. Yes, that would be a good thing to do with Caslal. What did I say for the P god the other day? I think I said it could be the talisman's god. What is the T god right now? Oh, Trog. Trog could get reworked into being the P god, right? And then the talisman god could be the T god. That would make more sense. I wonder how many years has it been that I've done a Trog run. Trog could move to O because duh. Yeah, absolutely. You get it. You get the vision. Um, Door bolt and bolts 3. I'm not doing that. Wislav. Titanic slime creature. Yeah, let's not. Why did you catch up to me? Don't do that. Oh, I have the power of the shield, so I don't have to fear Titanic slime creatures. That's such an alien feeling. Okay, it's this one for sure, and this one must be a shop or something. Oh, is that a scroll of rand weapon? I get to finally toss away protection. Protection was nice because 57 armor class, but oh wow, he did spawn in bolts 4. Are you gonna spawn every floor for the rest of the game bodies? That's crazy. I'm immune to clouds. Okay, that was quite scary. Quite scary. But he should become a rune guardian in the abyss if he gets banished. Yeah, rune bolts should generate that spawn bodies specifically. Oh no. Can I get a break? I'm glad that I at least finally found my first source of regen. Because without regen, that would have been profoundly painful. It would probably be dead or dying. Jody is a little bit spooky. I think I'm gonna use one of my insanely large amount of potions of haste, and also one of my sizable amount of potions of might, because we are gonna need it. Why is Jody mighty? Where did you get that from? Must have gotten buffed by a dude. Look at the damage. Mighty Jody is profoundly scary. Not to mention that he has Bam Drain, Crystal Spear. What an insane enemy. This is definitely not going well for me. Oh, this is not happening. Yeah, as in I'm out. I'm out. Peace. Fortunately I have infinite blinking for some reason. Might as well put it to use. Elemental butterflies. Oh, Jody blinks. Please don't crystal spear me. And if you do, please 31 shield, do something about it. Or repel missiles, because we are a worshipper of Kaslal for a reason, right? I'm afraid. I feel like if I stay next to Jody for too long, I'm gonna die. Oh. Okay. Man, that was messed up. That was super duper messed up. No one ever wants to engage with that. And to be followed up on with Smite is terrible. Okay, finally got some heal wounds at least. We're fine now. Yeah, I can win now. I might even want to use attraction. Levels of I might win. Okay, 21 fighting, 22 armor. A clef 6 piety, 6 pips of piety mark that lets you do the Jody Blood Explosion and revive if you kill anything once. Oh, that would be cool. I have not played Maclef since that rework happened. Maybe I should do it during the tournament. My session disconnected for who knows what reason, but this time the stream didn't drop. I wonder what's happening. This is the first tournament where my sessions just drop. Um, all right, we are back. So what were we going to train? Invocations, I think. What do you mean you have gained great experience? Where did that come from? That was strange. I think I can afford to check this real quick. Okay, nothing too crazy. I'm glad that I have resistance to that, because otherwise that would have been a nasty snipe. And I'm also glad that I have regen. Look at my HP, it's almost full now. Against all odds, we made it. And we made it to Maxwell's workshop. I think this is guaranteed to have the patent armor. Does it also have the double sword? I mean, it doesn't matter because that one I cannot use. Not even if I wanted to. Would have been a cool thing to have to complement Leech if I was going for swords, but we're not going for swords. Does this have electric golems? I mean, I should be able to beat an electric golem or two, right? How do poltergeists work when you equip multiple sources of harm? Does that even work? Branded plate. Oh, it does have electric golems. As I suspected, it's not dangerous for me to fight an electric golem. Okay. We do not care about that ring. Really underwhelming, let me tell you. It's just a bunch of gear that does not appeal to me. It really is a lot of gear that doesn't appeal to me. Menace. That is a bit of a complicated thing to be fighting against. By the way, 12 blinking. It is crazy. I do not understand this, but yeah, 12 blinking at least. I don't want to be silenced. Menace is wielding a Trishula, so I can just upheaval to my heart's content until that happens. But when it happens, I can do this. And that gets rid of that. Aha. Alright, we just happen to be very well equipped to deal with Menace. I still think Kaslal is the worst god in the game by a long shot. Because Chebriados is, like I already said it earlier, you know? Chebriados is way stronger than Kaslal in the end game. And like makes you passively stronger, and it makes you actively stronger because Slouch is stronger than Disaster Area. I fully believe that. The 15 stats to everything also are stronger than the castle buffs, which are good, but they're not good enough to compensate for how nasty Castle is. Um, I would say that Castle is kind of in the same spot as Jiva before Jiva got a rework. The Jiva rework made Jiva incredible. Like easily one of the best gods in the game, if not just a straight up the best god in the game. Um, I have 15 haste for some reason, so sure. Read emo. Disaster area to make more noise. Let's make some noise. Alright, Slouch is better. I think it's pretty funny, like the idea of just being chilling in your Bolt 5 Joff. It's probably um, like a fluff Joff where you're not gonna do anything ever because who even is going to survive to get to the point where they get to Vault 5 and in which state they're gonna be in if they get to Vault 5 at all. And then a guy goes downstairs, reads simulation, and kills you and all your coworkers in 2 turns. The idea of that is pretty funny. Um, all right, we still have to kill that Vault guard. Is that a warden? If it's a warden, I'm out. Okay, it's not a warden. There we go. Okay, all of the guards are dead. Um, I can leave now. I feel satisfied. All right, free experience, very easy, very risk-free, pretty much. Um, I have no idea why anyone would abstain from getting that free experience, right? Couldn't be me. Let's go do a little bit of slime. As far as I'm aware, I don't have bad mutations. Let me check real quick. We don't have bad mutations. Let me check if there's any spells that I would be interested in. Probably not, right? Wait a second. What does Rending Blade do? Huh. Okay. It is Battle Sphere, but for melee. Seems good. Seems like something that I could think about. Lightsaber. Wait, didn't I get a scroll of brand weapon earlier? Oh boy. Okay, that is quite the upgrade. Um, yeah, that is. We went from early game protection brand to late game protection brand, and we were already not taking a lot of damage. So now we are just like whatever damage we are gonna be taking. Yeah, it's not gonna be for very long. Um, oh boy, like it's not really a good end game brand because in SOD not many things can be bumped in the first place, but until we get there, it's gonna be a really good brand. I'm getting corroded as if I didn't have the resistance. If you get Arga, you have to do extended. I don't know. No, not with Kaslal. Yeah, and I don't think that Kaslal and extended are two things that go together. We're so strong. This is the magic of actually having crazy armor class and a tower shield. Oh, I got Berserkitis. That's dangerous. Okay, I also got a huge armor class nerf, so I gotta get rid of that. We have 7 mutation. Okay, minus regen is a no-no. I didn't lose Berserkitis. Spells you cast cost 1 less mana to a minimum of 1. That's insane. That is not the one. Efficient magic. You have both an innate understanding and a greater control over the exact flow of your magic, letting you cast spells with greater efficiency. Each level of this mutation reduces the cost of your spells by 1 mana to a minimum of 1 mana. This really reads like a mutation that Demigod and Deep Elf should get. Dude, there is totally a way to make Demigod into a more interesting species than it is now by giving it like demon spawn like mutations, but you get to choose them. So you can go um for the pathing of the mage or like melee or battle mage, something along those lines, ranger, summoner, force right. But the devs haven't really felt like doing it, I suppose. You know, this game really relies on um, patch contributions, and if no dev wants to engage on that as their project, then it's just not gonna be done, no matter how many ideas the community has when it comes to the potential of Demigod. So yeah. Um, These Slime 5 endings feel so weird to me. I miss the old one where you could get the same one every time. Or you would get the same one every time. Oh, yeah, I'm tapping the royal jelly. Oh, I also cornered myself. I might die. Uh, I have Blink Evocable, and I only just remembered. I was thinking, how nice would it be to be able to blink here? And I was like, wait a second, I can do it. Um, Dude, it really feels like resistance to corrosion is not doing anything. Why am I at 18 corrosion? Okay, can I please not be at 18 corrosion again? Okay, the answer is no. The acid corrodes you every time. Hello, cool guy dude. Thank you for stopping by. I accidentally overtrained the invocations a little bit, but now we have a cool invocations title. Lame. Didn't even kill everything. I would really love to not be so heavily corroded pretty much every time. This is terrible. Where's the royal jelly? Did I already kill the royal jelly? No. It's just retreating. Or maybe it cannot come through because some lava temporary. How is it not dead? Okay, there we go, finally. They made the Phantom Mirror reusable. It's an experience evocable, it's always been. But the ones that have two charges are Gale's Gravity Tambourine and Tin of Tremorstones. Minus 20 to corrosion. That was immensely painful and unnecessary as well. I have no idea why the game insisted on corroding me every time I hit any jelly, but it happened. There used to be one use. Oh yeah, there were consumables. Yeah, they were consumables. Now they are experience evocables. But they weren't one use, one use. Um, like they were consumables, and you could get a stack of them. And when they changed it to be an experience evocable, it was like, well, like an experience evocable. Just took a while to recharge. Wormbane, it's a pretty good thing to have. It's a genuinely nice thing to have. Um, I think we can carry it. Yeah, we can toss away the Demon Whip. In any situation where we would ever think about using that Demon Whip, we would use Wormbane instead. And I think we can also toss Leech. Leech was a thing that I pondered for a while, but it ended up not happening. Quite frankly, I got it quite early, and I could have done it. Bath globes, more blinking, of course, because the game, for some reason, felt the desire to give me infinite amounts of blinking, and you know what? I'm not gonna complain. At this point, I'm close to 20 blinkings in the whole run, which is actually ridiculous. If I haven't already surpassed 20 blinkings, I'm close to 20 blinkings. You have a Bokoball, so that's saving you a ton. Yeah, I have so many experience of Vocables. And also a Vocable Blink, but could you believe that that one instance of me using it was the first time in the run that I used that Evocable Blink? Literally first time in the whole run. Um, Before then, I hadn't done it. Okay, now that we're done here, let me drink some mutation. That seems good to me. Perfect replica of any artifact melee weapon the caster chooses. So it's not gonna happen. But if I was to get Platinum Paragon, could it wield Leech? Is that how it works? Has anyone ever cast this? Anyone in my chat has anyone ever cast it? Because if so, how how good is it? I'm curious because it's a level 9 that is just like a single summon of one dude. Compare that to Dragonstorm. Um, all right, let's get this over with. Depends on the weapon you give it, since it attacks when you do it's goaded on fast attackers. Quick Blade guys, probably. Quick Blade guys giving it like an Executioner sax. Ooh, that sounds so good. Saint Roca. Why is Saint Roca marked as an extremely dangerous monster if I'm experience level 22? It really shouldn't be. It's not. Like, straight up, I can tell you it's not a dangerous monster anymore. Okay, for a second my HP was dropping there, but it's finally coming back up. Goodbye, Saint Roca. Goodbye, Tengus. What does this particular Tengu have? Oh, reflection. No wonder it's not dying. That's a good ring. It's better than this one. Yeah, I'm very happy about that ring swap. If you get Dark Maul, you have to focus Forcecraft, huge pivot. Maybe one day I'll do that. Like, Dark Maul is a great weapon. But it's even better when it's not taking you 2 turns to swing it. Or Bow of Goblin mode. Yeah, it's so perfect. It's so perfect. I couldn't just leave it on the floor, even if I'm not using it. Nice. Plus 2 boots of 5 strength. I would be happy if my current boots weren't this good. Oh, my title changed because my piety dropped. That ring is bad. This is remarkably bad. Minus willpower, minus 5 slaying. And it's a ring of fire with 5 intelligence and see invisible. It's supremely bad. That's crazy. It's bad to the point where it genuinely surprises me that Kroll can generate an item that bad. And why would it do it? I think artifacts would be a lot more exciting if they were more scarce, but they were always like incredible, right? Like highly enchanted or over enchanted or with unrendered properties even. Like unrendered properties are already a thing that exists, right? Because unrendereds have it. Why not make it so that rendereds can have those properties? And if rendereds are really rare, then it's not really that rare, or like you're not depreciating the unrendered. So this looks like a bolt that I shouldn't do. Yep, looks like a bolt that I'm gonna be happier in my life if I don't do. Okay, goodbye, Nicola. You should have spawned earlier when you were actually scary. You should have spawned before I got 50 armor class, pretty much. I'm not dying. Like, straight up, my HP is not going down. Because BAMP, right? And because 50 armor class and 30 shield. Pretty funny. I wonder how much shield is being apported by Kaslal. That's not the item. If you take off this armor, your shield would decrease by 22.9. So I would go down to 8 whole shield. 8 shields. Okay. So Kaslal at 6 pips of piety apports 8 shields. It's fine. It's fine to complement a tower shield. Yeah, I think this was always meant to be a shield character to take advantage of Kaslal. I got an acquirement. Um, wow, this is some ancient acquirement. When I got it, I was really thinking of getting the Broadaxe. What if I still get the Broadaxe? The Broadaxe is a perfect switch between what I have and other things later on. Yeah, Holy Wrath, but not for extended. Just Holy Wrath for leeches and stuff. I should train that. That Wormbane. Ah, yeah, the other requirement. Oh boy, that is a really good ring, and those are the Gauntlets of War. And the Gauntlets of War are contesting with +3 strength gloves. Okay, okay, I think we all know what we need to do. Yep, definitely. There is no world where that is not a good idea. So right now we're walking around with 9 slaying. 9 slaying and a +7 Brodax of Bamp. Spooky, spooky, spooky. I highly suspect I don't want to go in there. That also looks like one of those bolts where my life is better if I don't go in there. And when I say that, I don't mean it like as an exaggeration or anything. I feel like my quality of life would only decrease if I went in there. I still have some curare, that's nice. Always important to use some curare on your grenades. They are quite weak to it. Careful with that Tormentor. What are you? Oh, you're the Enchantress. With -4 slaying, rampaging, fairy skills. Okay, whatever you say, Enchantress. Um, what's your chance to destroy me? 41%. That took a while because the Enchantress has high evasion. I think it has the most evasion out of anything in the game. It's like 40. Oh, it's 30. It used to be more than that. I think it used to be that she had 40 HP and 40 evasion. Um, but that was a long time ago, probably. Ooh, +9 Bamp Battle Axe and +6 Heavy Broadaxe. That could be another switch, like for Orbs of Fire and stuff. That +6 Heavy Broadaxe. Or Phantom Mirror, if I wanna enchant it. Brand Weapon. Brand Weapon is worth thinking about for the Bam products if I don't want to buy the heavy one, but I want to buy the heavy one. Paradox would have been a good choice for Paragon. Yeah, but I also have Leech. I dropped it, but I also have Leech. Hold on. Yeah, unfortunately for you, Draconians, I have Wyrmbane, so they're just becoming fodder for Wyrmbane. So I need to kill the hardcore dragons to bring it over +14. Like throw the iron dragons at me and the golden dragons so I can get it higher. Oh, maybe employed draconians also work. Yeah, employed draconians work. Golden dragon, beautiful. Beautiful, +17. Oh, one more. One more. All right, that was pretty quick to level up. Also, let me just appreciate this weapon for a second. Um, damage rating 43 versus damage rating 47 with the Vampiric Broadaxe, but the Wyrmbane is way faster, and I have Giga Slaying, so it's way better. I should just get these to 12, so I can get min delay with Wyrmbane, and then we can resume training everything else that I was training, which was fighting, armor, shields, and invocations. No magic here. So the one, delightful. Get rid of the easy one. Lance glows brightly as it skewers the golden dragon. You feel that it has reached its full power. Ooh, that could be scary. Oh, but it wasn't. It could have been, but it wasn't. Why is this sod one being so hostile? That is the only way to describe it. Hostile. Hmm. I think I dropped the Brodax of Holy Wrath and replaced it with the heavy one, because the heavy one should do probably as well, if not better, against against the things that I was getting Holy Wrath for. But on top of that, it works well versus Orbs of Fire and stuff that cannot be vamped. No, really, what is up with this sod one? This is actually insane. I'm about to get tormented. I don't want that. Oh boy, this is bad. Yeah, that's what I suspected. Um, Terrible blink. Why? Oh, you know why this is happening? Because I'm a worshipper of Castlal. Almost messed up. And yep, this run has seen more blinking than teleport somehow. Three heavy road axe. All right, terrible. I don't like that it's 1.2, 1.1 attack delay. That's super um worrisome. Yes, super worrisome. Oh, they get 4 willpower per level up? That's insane. And I did notice earlier. I when I was talking about the math for my willpower, I said, "Oh, I get 4 willpower. Well, I get 80 from my levels because I was level 20, and then 80 from gear, so that was 160." But I did notice, but I didn't notice that it was 4 per level up. I thought that there was 3 per level up for some reason, even though I saw it and I was like, I have 4 pips at level 20, I have 4 willpower per level up. But I didn't mention it. I did notice, but I didn't notice at the same time, if you understand what I'm saying. Um, why do I have yellow contamination? Oh, that trap. Inconvenient. I wonder if Wyrmbane should become my side weapon, but I think it just doesn't deal enough damage. Damage rating 44, it says. Um, 44. Let's compare that with this 71. It's a lot more. I think that, like, when it comes to punching through armor class, I think that the heavy road axe is just undefeated. Um, it's just unbeatable. Castle smites you. I'm getting backstabbed by my own god. That's crazy. I'm not getting slowed by these guys because of the shield. And shields are really good. It's just that I don't often play shield betters, but they are good. I think that this is an irrefutable indicator for the quality of shields in Crawl as it is nowadays. There's so many things that are really nasty if they hit you, and just having a shield prevents that period, except for Tarantulas for some reason. That's why Formicids are so strong. Yeah, I should have probably played that Formicid instead of playing the Demigod. Maybe if I had played the Formicid, I would have gotten 4 wins in a row. 58 armor class with the armor class boon from Castle. This is insane. Oh wow. +4 Gales Gravity Tambourine. That's pretty good. I would be very happy if I was a two-handed polearm user. Yes, yes, there is no bad thing about that. It has so much. It's really good. It's really, really good. Nothing to criticize about it. This is feeling like I shouldn't be here. Oh, I got tormented. I got tormented. Tormented twice? Yeah, I got tormented twice. Okay. Um, yes. With my unlimited supply of blinking, I'm going to not die here. Wait, I should be using Bamp because it's Bamp and I'm at 50 HP. Please get some Bamp triggers. I need them right now. Oh, I cannot Bamp off of summon monsters. I can Bamp off this Golden Dragon. It happens a little bit. I can Bamp off the Shifter. I cannot Bamp off the Curse though. Who summoned all these things? Also, these things cannot be Bamped off. I should just use these. I should use Wormbane. Wormbane is one-shotting things that it shouldn't be one-shotting. Oh, it's not one-shotting them. It's they got tormented. Okay, that's what happened. There we go. Easy peasy. Just blink away with the power of having ridiculous amounts of blink in your game. Crawl would be a lot more fun if blinking was more common. Yeah, I feel like most characters of mine would have died in this run with this gear if they didn't get the crazy amount of blinking that I got. Um, like seriously, at this point I got 20 plus blinking. No joke, it's insane. And even with that, I still have them blinking in my inventory. So I've been using crazy blinking. Some people say that Wormbane is the best one-hander in the game, and I mean, it has some really good stuff. And even if you are not hitting dragons and draconians with it, it is still really good. Just off the enchantment, it's +18. It helps a lot if you have slaying, which I have plenty of. I have 5 from the Gauntlets of War and 4 from the Ring of Slaying. Um, so yeah, effectively +27 base damage 8 weapon. It's pretty crazy. I got gold scales, but the only source of resistance to electricity that I got was the storm scales, right? I mean, I had some others, but they were not as good as the storm scales. Baisu Shin's armor I would have loved to use, but it just came too late. Oh, Orb of Fire. The Orb of Fire sizzles in the rain. That's very flavorful. Sweet. That is exactly what I wanted to see. That's what I was imagining when I picked up the Brodax. And yeah, the Herb of Fire is not doing anything to me. Not with 3 pips of the resistance and 53 armor class. It's not happening. Um, what a run. What a character. It got some really good stuff. It was pretty stressful at times. Um, But it got some really good stuff, and I learned not to greed out on mausoleums because greeding out on mausoleums is very easily deadly in a way that's like almost impossible to recover from. Park hit, the mighty comes into view. Mm, I have nets. I also have phantom mirror. All right. Park hit dies, and I lost a net. And Park hit had +9 gold scales, which I kind of want to carry. I'm not using them, but I am carrying them. I would like to see exactly how much piety I have to see how far away from 200 piety I am. Because when you get 6 pips of piety, that's not the maximum. Um, there is that is 160 as far as I was aware. It may have changed in the time that I've not been paying attention to the game, but it was 160, and 160 is not there. The maximum is 200. Immediate Berserk Golden Dragon, opening the door into a Berserk Golden Dragon. Not good. Everyone is Berserk. If I'm 1v1ing these monsters, they straight up do not stand a chance. Shield is just too strong for the purposes of dealing with monsters 1v1. Wormbane wrecks the Draconians. But I have a weapon that wrecks everything. I have a tool for every occasion, pretty much, which feels quite nice. We can read magic mapping here for the final level of the game. Is anyone watching me who has never gotten this far in the game? Just like out of curiosity. Um, I don't get here very often anymore because I don't play anymore. But I was just thinking how like the sense of wonder and mystique and danger that used to exist in here kind of wore off in the first, not 500. I'm not at 500 wins yet, like 50 wins or so, and now it's not there anymore. Period. Um, the Crystal Spear is repelled. The strongest thing that Castle has done for me all game. The Crystal Spear is repelled. This is a situation where I should use Might and Haste. I'm held. Why am I held? Nice blink. Went in the exact opposite direction of where I wanted to go. But once again, we abuse the obscene amount of blink that I have. I'm netted again, held again. This looks like a bad position a little bit. We're fine. So many orbs of fire. You take 5 damage. You have mastered the invocations. Yeah, so how much damage is it dealing now? 3 dice of 36? 3 dice of 30. Okay, 3 dice of 36 was fireball, right? Yeah. Okay, so at its max power, at 27 invocations and 6 pips of piety, it does less damage than Fireball. But Fireball is not smite targeted, and also Fireball cannot hit up to 5x5, right? So there's that. Yeah, nothing to fear. No problem here. We were never in danger. Now let me heal back up with my Vamp. Kinda glad that I didn't rebrand. Smite target 5x5 is a very nice feature set for a spell even if the power is low. And it's not low. 3 dice of 30 is still a substantial amount of damage, right? I think there's nothing to complain about over having access to such a thing, period. But Castle still sucks. I still think Castle is the worst god in the game. The aura of noise is terrible because it means that, well, you saw the effects of the aura of noise before I got regen. It was really bad. Monsters are tap dancing on a net trap yet again. It's never good. But they don't stand a chance against my Vamp. Tool for every situation. You know what? Just gonna grab this and do this. Okay, go D0. Nice teleport. Nice teleport. Ouch. I don't think in the whole tournament I've killed a single Hell Sentinel, and I would rather keep it like that. Where's the exit? Oh, I'm walking away from the exit. No armor class, decent evasion, decent willpower, plasma beam, March of Sorrows, very annoying, and mass confusion, but it cannot happen. Okay, it's not a problem. You can easily kill this. I'm gonna Might and Haste because I don't know what's coming after it. Yeah, easily killed. Tormentors are faster than the player. Can they double torment, or are they only moving faster than the player? Stop spamming me with enemies. Oh man, what do you have? Bombard, haste, summon demon abjuration. You know what? I don't have to deal with that. You can come up with me in outside. Yep. All right. That's another one for the books. And another game that I end with another win of mine next to it. All right. That is win number 4 for the tournament. Unfortunately, in between my first 3 wins and this one, there was one loss. I should have, you know, what I should have done? I should have played the Formicid, but I didn't feel like playing the Formicid because it's very high risk. Um, so what I could have done was just not play Crawl that day. Maybe I shouldn't have played Crawl that day, and then I would have started this character, and I would have won this character, and it would have been easy. Um, well, yeah, no, it would have been easy. It was, all things considered, an easy run. I got some pretty good gear. I got immense amounts of scrolls of blinking. Like, I really think in that run I got more blinking than in the rest of my tournament runs combined. Up until this point, of course. So yeah, um, more to come at a later date, yet to be determined. Which today's Friday, right? Yeah, I'm not streaming tomorrow. Um, maybe on Sunday, probably not. Almost certainly on Monday. Okay. Somehow I have been able to play this. Like, it's not made me feel like I shouldn't play. Like it happened last week when the tournament started, and I lost 2 runs in a row very quickly, and I was like, no, this is not gonna happen. I'm glad that I decided to give it another try on Monday, with different characters too, because what I started with was Oni Earth Mage, and that was not working out for me. Um, yeah, mages are. I'm having trouble playing mages in this version for some reason. Good stuff. So, yeah, thank you for everything. See you around. Have a nice rest of your night. Um, I will come back on Monday. Bye.